Sunday. Before we start, I want to say most of these matches are predictable. Like you know who's gonna win here, you know who's gonna win here and there. Okay, so for the Universal Championship, it's a fatal four way. So Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, Brock Lesnar, and Samoa Joe in that match. I still think Brock Lesnar is gonna retain the title because a couple days ago, maybe yesterday, the Barclays Center where Raw is holding after SummerSlam, they sent out a tweet, a dumb tweet by the way, showing the people that are gonna be there on Raw after SummerSlam. Brock Lesnar is there, and and you know he said if he lost the title he wasn't gonna show up, and the next pay per view is No Mercy, right? And it's gonna compete with like you know when school starts around that time, you have new shows coming back on, shows that have been renewed and all that stuff that are coming back on. So and then the NFL starts too. No, new shows come back on, and you know WWE try to compete with that. I think his next feud, Brock Lesnar is gonna retain, and his next feud is gonna be with Braun Strowman at No Mercy. So for the Universal Championship match, my prediction is Brock Lesnar. Number two is the WWE Championship. Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I still think they're gonna try to make Jinder Mahal retain because Great Khali kind of helped him before, and that was it. We didn't hear nothing about him. So maybe this time he's gonna do something again, and then that'll be it. Jinder Mahal retains the championship. So for that match, my prediction is Mahal. Sadly to say, but Mahal's might be retaining the championship. AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens. Referee is Shane McMahon. Now I think they're not. AJ Styles is not gonna lose, but in a way, Kevin Owens will not lose too, because I think Shane is gonna get involved in a way that's gonna set up a match for Tuesday or something like that. Yeah, cause both of them, Shane McMahon is gonna get involved. Cause if you watch SmackDown, he something kind of popped off in the ring between all three of them, and AJ Styles and Kevin Owens are very huge stars. They're not just gonna take a loss like that. Now for Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt actually has been winning matches lately. He won matches lately, which is not regular for Bray Wyatt. So I think for this one we're gonna have to give it for to Finn Balor because you know he hasn't really been popping up like people hoped he would when he came back from his injury. Like people thought he was gonna be there, be in the title picture, and he's gonna get hyped. He's been just in a slump lately, so I think he's gonna get the win and then move up from that. The next match is Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks. Now, I think Bayley is going to return during this match. I don't know why, I just have a feeling that's going to happen. But for this one, we're going to give it to Sasha Banks because Alexa had this title for way too long. It was supposed to be Bayley that was going to win this, but they're going to give it to Sasha Banks. I don't know. I'm not too sure about that one too, but I'm still going to say Sasha Banks because, you know, we all know Vince McMahon doesn't like her. Vince McMahon does not like Sasha Banks. I don't know why. He thinks she's like injury prone or something like that. So I'm still gonna give it to Sasha Banks. The next match is Naomi versus Natalya. I feel bad for Natalya because it's been long overdue for her to win the title. Like it's been long overdue for her to win the title, but she's gonna win it. Like let me see. It's gonna be like the WrestleMania where Seth Rollins cashed in on Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. It's gonna be like that. Carmella is gonna catch in her Money in the Bank briefcase. She's gonna catch it in because she's the only one who has one. Baron Corbin lost his on Tuesday, so I think that's what's gonna happen. And then this one is the Raw Tag Team Championships. I'm not even gonna explain this. It's just easy. This is one of the matches I said is too predictable. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins are gonna win. That's it. Nothing to say because It is predictable. Now, John Cena versus Baron Corbin. Here we go again. John Cena burying a superstar. It's gonna happen because just the way things have been going with Baron Corbin, I don't think he's gonna be doing good in the company for a while. Because imagine just by him losing his briefcase just days before the big event where he was supposed to cash in. He must have done something wrong, so they set him up with John Cena so he can just bury him or something like that. I don't think Baron Corbin is not gonna win. He's not gonna win. So this match is by my man Randy Orton and Rusev. So I don't know. They just put this match together because Randy and Rusev did not have any other thing to do. So I'm not even gonna comment on it because it's sad. Both of the superstars are huge superstars. They should have better feuds by now. And I'm not really gonna say who's gonna win or who's gonna lose, but my personal opinion is gonna be Randy. But I don't really have a really good prediction because this match, I'm not gonna say feud because they didn't have any time for a build up or anything like that. It's just a match they set up just to have those two in the event. The next match I'm gonna be talking about is Big Show versus Big Cass. I don't know why I almost said versus Big Cass. As this one they're gonna have Enzo up in the shark cage, which it's pointless to me because if you see all the matches Big Cass has been in, Enzo interfered in somewhere and got his ass beat. He always get his ass beat, so there's no point. We all know Big Cass is gonna win because he's on this. Like Vince is really high on him right now, like giving him all sort of pushes and everything. It's Enzo I'm worried about because I don't think he's lasting. He's gonna last in the whole company for a while. Forget about the cruiserweight division or side of the company. He's not gonna last there in the company for a while. And the next match I'm gonna be talking about is the New Day versus Usos. The New Day is gonna retain the championship. The New Day is gonna retain the championship because this is like I think the first pay-per-view they're gonna fight for the championship. No, is it? Yeah, I think it's the first pay-per-view they're gonna fight for the championship, and New Day is like really over with the fans. Even the Usos are over with the fans as heels, but the Usos have had the title for a while. The New Day, they have a record, so they can't just lose like that. They have a record to hold in that company, so Vince must like them a lot to give them a record, like they're in the history books in the company, and they can't just lose like that. It's not gonna happen. So they're gonna retain. This one is Tozawa versus Neville. Now Tozawa is gonna retain. I keep saying retain because Tozawa doesn't like. There's no one else. If Neville wins the championship back, there's literally no one else that can do anything to Neville. Like all the competitors in the cruiserweight division is like worthless to Neville because he's so good. Like he needs to just move to Raw or SmackDown because there's nothing else for him to do in the cruiserweight division. If Neville, think about it. If Neville wins the championship, like who is he gonna face that's actually gonna be like a challenge to him? There's no one else. So Tozawa is gonna retain the championship and move on to challengers. And the next is the Miz Taraj versus the Hardys and Jason Jordan. Now, this is another predictable match. Sadly to say, this is not the feud I wanted the Hardys to be in. They were supposed to be fighting the Revival, but one of them got injured, and they just had to scramble up a match for the Hardys to be in because, the fans love to see the Hardys. And, yeah, the Miz Taraj is going to lose because, it's Jason Jordan and the Hardy Boys. Those three right there, the company is very high on them. Like Jason Jordan, just like they're not gonna have him lose his first like major match, like really major match in WWE. Well, not in WWE, but since coming to Raw, and they are high on him being Kurt Angle's son, which I think that's an angle. Yeah, that's an angle that's still playing for a bigger match to come in the future. So they're not gonna make him lose his first big pay-per-view at Raw. So please like and subscribe and help this channel grow. And what do you think about my prediction? Do you think I'm right on them, or I'm just I'm just dead wrong? I think I'm right, by the way. And so in my prediction, I think the only title change that's gonna there are two title changes that are gonna happen. It's the women's titles that are gonna change hands, and that's it. Thank you. Please like and subscribe and help the channel grow.